Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609. We are on the road again. Where are we going? We're going to Fort Clark Springs, Texas, my home base in Texas, near Del Rio, Texas, 30 miles from Del Rio, Texas. And it's a nice day. Fortunately, it's clouds. Not a great day for driving video because it's not that bright. But for me, the driver, it's also not that bright, and that's good. So we are on Highway 90, east or south. I guess it's south. Would it be south? I guess it'd be south or east, whatever. It goes to Del Rio. And I have to tell you, there ain't no traffic on this road at all. Hardly any. I haven't seen but two cars. One of them was Border Patrol and the other was DPS. So anyway, we shouldn't be too far from Marathon, not Marathon. Out in this area of Texas, they call it Marathon, not Marathon. So here we go, guys. We're cruising along at a whopping 54 miles an hour, warp 2. And it's been a pleasant drive. Why am I going back to Fort Clark Springs? Well, because I've exhausted just about everything I could do to find a place in Fort Davis. I did my calculatus eliminatus thing, and apparently I've eliminated the whole damn town. The realtor's still checking and so forth, but you know, and I'll watch it. If I find something, I'll take a hard look at it. But for right now, in the foreseeable future, I am going back to Fort Clark Springs and live there. For how long? Until I get ready to go again. Because I got my Class C motorhome, my Class C, as in ABC. That guy there on the left hit a deer. He really did. He really did, and it mashed his little car up. And there's the deer he hit right over there. Oh, he hit a calf. That was a calf. He hit a little calf. Well, it sure messed up his car. I hope I don't do. Let's don't talk about that. Anyway, moving right along. We should be close to Marathon, Texas, and population, I don't know, a couple of thousand, maybe. I doubt if it's that much. You got Marathon, Alpine, Marfa, and Fort Davis out here in this section of West Texas, and that's really about it. In this little triangle, or whatever you want to call it here, all in the Big Bend of West Texas. Yeah, it's a pretty area. I mean, it's remote. I'm telling you, man, there ain't nothing out here. If you want to go grocery shopping from Marathon, then you're going to have to drive probably all the way to Fort Stockton, which would probably be about at least 60 miles, maybe 80. Long freaking drive. But anyway, that is Marathon. You can see in the distance, maybe. Right now, it's come up. I timed it pretty good. I was trying to time it so I'd be doing this video and arrive in Marathon, and you'd be able to see the little community. Not much happening there. But yeah, temperature right now shows to be 69 degrees. The time is, at the sound of, like I'm looking at my Mickey Mouse watch, 9:22 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Yeah, our ETA will probably be about 2 p.m. because we've got from Marathon to Fort Clark Springs about 5 hours. Because I got to stop in Del Rio and fill up with gas, and that's that. So, moving right along here. What else can I tell you? Yeah, I did look at, I looked at Olympia Crossing area. I looked at Fort Davis, Texas area. I looked at Davis Mountains Resort area and other places. I even looked at some places in Alpine while I was there. And ain't nothing in my price range. No. If you're not going to spend $300,000, you ain't going to get much of anything. And I ain't going to spend $300,000. Why? Because I ain't got it. And I may never have it. You know, hey, that's a lot of money to old Dad. That old train over there on the right's got all that cute little graffiti on it. All that work of art. You know, the trains out here, like most places in Texas, they're 2 or 3 miles long, man. They go on forever. But so anyway, what else can I tell you? My plan has not changed. If I can find a place in Fort Davis and sell my place in Fort Clark Springs, I will probably relocate my Texas home base to Fort Davis. Why? Well, because I like it out there. It's not bad. The cost of living is higher there because gas prices are higher, and also food prices are higher. And if there's any specialty items that you like to eat, then they're going to be expensive because they don't have a lot. But anyway, this little area right here again, and this is Marathon. It's looks like it would be pronounced marathon. Like the marathon runners. But it ain't. Out here it's not. Marathon. So here we go. Speed limit 65. I'd have to speed up 12 miles an hour. On and on we go, guys. Life is an adventure. We get back to Fort Clark Springs. I got to do a load of wash in my new washer machine and drive and all that stuff. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. It's been about 6 months since I've been here. And supposedly, according to the realtor, everything's okay. There's an RV park on the left. It says RV park enter here. And that's the Marathon Hotel on the left. They do have an old hotel here. It's pretty neat. And let me slow down so y'all can see this big city coming in here. This is on Highway 90. Yep, and there's the city limit sign. They don't even put the population on it, so it must not be much. I'm not sure if they have a gas station in this town. They may not. No. Speed limit 30 and 5, and I'm going 28. There's an old historical building there, and another one here. This is the one I was thinking about. This one, yeah, it's called the Gage Hotel. If you're ever out here and you want to stay at a really historical place, stay at the Gage Hotel. And I'm sure they have a restaurant and all that stuff because it's a pretty popular place. Why am I going so slow? I don't know why I'm going so slow. There's a health center. Hell, ain't much time what they got here. I ain't been here in a long time, man. That's Avenue D. I think that goes to Fort Stockton. There's a building for sale. As far as a place to live, this wouldn't be bad. You just have to bear in mind that you're going to have to travel somewhere for anything. There's Angie's Snack Shack. Looks like it's been out of business for a while. You know, you open these little businesses in these small towns like this, your dream is that everybody in the community is going to come use your service, and they don't. Okay, the 385 goes to Fort Stockton. And then if you go to the right, you go to Big Bend. And it's a long way. Let's see what gasoline is here. They do have one gasoline station here called Alon, and regular unleaded is $4.49 a gallon. How about that? Now that's a winner. Diesel is $5.94, so you know you can live here very inexpensively as long as you buy just enough gas to get out of town to somewhere cheaper. So here we go. We just went through Marathon. On we go, guys. The adventure continues. I love this. I like traveling. I do. You know, instead of getting, I was sitting out there one day a few months ago, and I was thinking, the older I get, the less I'm going to want to do this. I think it's the reverse. The older I get, the more I want to do this. So I better be careful about buying me another home base. Well, I won't do anything until I sell this place at Fort Clark Springs, and it's listed with the realtor through November. I may pull it when I get back anyway, because I may not sell it. Okay? Why? Hell, I mean, it's a great place for me. Okay, Fort Stockton, but it doesn't say how far. I bet it's 80 miles. They have a car race on this highway here at 385. and they blocked the highway off. And yeah, they have a race that you can drive your car fast as you want to drive it. You know, they have people that monitor the race. Just thought I'd mention that. It says a hysterical marker, 1 mile. I also pulled over and put a couple of squirts of grease in my hubs on my tow dolly, even though I don't know if it needs it or not. There's no way to really tell, so I just, every now and then when I think about it, after I've driven 300 or 400 miles, I just put a couple of squirts. So, what else can I told you? Not much, guys. We're smoking now, baby. We are smoking at 53 miles an hour. The speed limit is 75, and we're cooking. Okay, it says Sanderson 52 miles, and that little town of Sanderson, they got a gas station too, and I'm sure it's $4.49 a gallon also. Well, it may not be because they're closer to Del Rio, and Del Rio, I think, based on my last check, regular unleaded was $3.25 a gallon, which is why I'm going to stop there to get some gas. The good thing is I filled up in Pecos, Texas, which was about, I don't know, 80 miles from Fort Davis. And so, you know, with at 10 miles a gallon, I got a 500-mile range. So I got plenty of gas to get to Del Rio, which is from Fort Davis to Del Rio is like 250 miles, I think. So we're good. We're smoking, baby. Got all these pretty little West Texas mountains out here. And if you like wide open spaces, I mean, if you like me, like this, I like it. But living out here is another matter. Yes. You can live on the Terlingua Ranch. The land is cheap. You can live in anything you want to live. There are no ordinances of any kind. You can live in a plastic bag if you want to. That's good and bad. You know, you can get 40 acres of land out there, probably right now for about, I don't know, 35 to 45,000, depending on location. Used to be you could get that 40 acres for 4,000. I bought land out there when it was $130 an acre. I kept it for 2 years, and I sold it for $450 an acre. Yeah. Should have kept it. Well, never mind. I made money. I ain't complaining. I mixed some green tea in my Diet Dr. Pepper, so I've got a Diet Teeper, I guess. Isn't it pretty though? I mean, I'm sure it's probably going to be a little dark in the video because of the cloud cover, but yeah, that just makes it so nice for traveling. But you have noticed how much traffic there's been, right? Shit. I mean, as far as you can see in both, there ain't nothing behind me and nothing in front of me. And these poor old cows out here, now they've had some rain out here, so that's the good news, recently, and there's more coming. And these old cattle out here that used to be starving to death have now got a few blades of grass to eat. And these old ranchers out here, some of them don't feed them at all, man. If they can't survive, they just don't. So what else can I tell you guys? I'm an RVing man. I'm doing the RVing thing. I'm in a Class C motorhome, a Thor 4 Winds 22E, year model 2021. Yep, I think. Got about 10,600 miles on it, I think. I sure think a lot, don't I? How come I don't know anything? Well, we're going to find out here. Let's see what we have. Is that right? We have 11,369 miles on this thing. We're averaging 10.2 miles per gallon. We've got 411 miles range is what it says. I'm not sure. It says average speed 41.6. 41.6 miles per hour, and that's since I bought it because I've never changed that one. Tachometer shows 1,500 RPMs. Yeah, 11,870 miles. How about that? Says we've used 328.6 gallons since we bought it. That don't make any sense at all. Okay, get back here to the tachometer. Okay, guys, what else can I tell you? I guess I'll end this video here in about this week. So, but the adventure continues. I feel good, and as long as I feel good, then I'm going to do these things. Things work out for the best. The fact that I couldn't find anything in Fort Davis, I look at it as a positive as well as a kind of a negative. I mean, it's in balance. I'm in harmony. You know what I mean? It would have been a neat place to live, but I don't know. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? And the answer is probably. So, if you live in a place that's really pretty, after a while you don't notice it. It just becomes the old humdrum deal. It's like whenever you get a new job, you've got that what I call 90-day new job enthusiasm. And it kind of works that way with RVing. When you first get your RV, of course, you're really nervous about it and all that stuff. But yeah, so you're kind of excited. And then after a while, you kind of get over that hump and you're comfortable driving and towing or whatever you do. And but for me, I'm kind of like surfing. I kind of got up on a wave and I'm hanging on there, Yeah, that song, that was a brilliant song. If you remember the lyrics, it goes like this. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? If your mama says don't chew it, do you swallow it in spite? And you catch it on your tonsils and you heave it left and right. Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight? Now that is a very intellectual song, okay? Because you learn a little bit about human anatomy and dealing with parents and so forth. It's pretty interesting. Well thought out. And then there's the, what is it? The something, flying purple people eater. God dang. Woo, I grew up with some stout music. Well, it wasn't that great then, but in the 60s it got really good. Yeah, there was really some really good stuff. So anyway, I'm going to end the video, guys. I'm going to shoot this horse because I know y'all haven't seen the car yet. I would let it go till we see the car, but that could be hours, It is amazing, isn't it? There's nothing out here, bro. Nothing. Is there a truck coming? Is that a truck? No, I don't think so. Way down there looks, I think it's a tree. As far as I can see down this highway, and behind me in my huge screen on the deal I got, the Sony or whatever it is radio I got, the big screen, 10-inch thing, muy bueno, I love it. Yeah, that's great. And so, with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, on his way to Sanderson, then Del Rio, and then Fort Clark Springs, Texas, for maybe quite a while. I don't know. How about that? Those are three words people have some difficulty saying. You'll ask somebody something sometime, and they kind of make up a deal. Well, I think, it appears. Well, that's not too bad. But if you just say, look, I don't know, that's a good way to get rid of it. Anyway, guys, thumbs up. Carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Carpe diem. Carpe diem, adios, bye-bye. Buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you a penny. Just click on the link, go to Amazon, buy whatever you choose. I'm one of the few YouTube creators that does not use mid-roll advertisements. Why? Because I find them personally very irritating. If I'm watching something, I don't want to be interrupted 3 times by a mid-roll front end of mine and on the back end if you watch it to the end, but there's no mid-roll ads, and I like it. So, but y'all help me out because some of y'all use the Amazon link and that fills in the blank. And having said that, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, keep your health, stand guard at the door of your mind. Adios, amigos, until we meet again. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.